I think it's money well spent because these are fun. I've returned to Luxembourg City, and this is where my travel videos began back in September of 2020, almost 4 years ago to the day. And back then, the whole of Europe was gripped in the coronavirus pandemic. So naturally, everything I wanted to visit here in the city was closed. Yes, that's where that started as well. So it's great to be back here in Luxembourg. Just 1 hour on the Ryanair flight from Stansted, and then bus number 16 down to the Valenthal area of the city. And the bus is free, as is the tram and the trains here within the confines of the country of Luxembourg. It's free for all locals and foreign nationals. And it's brilliant. Public transport in Luxembourg is brilliant. So I wish more countries had free public transport. It's such a good idea. It keeps people off their cars and into public transport. But I'm here for a weekend, just 2 days to explore the city again and to visit some of the places that were closed. And the sun is shining as well. What more can I want? It's 16 degrees today and it feels very fresh indeed. So let's start by discovering some history here in Luxembourg. And I've walked inside one of the Vauban Towers. Luxembourg was a fortified town, a fortified city. And there's a couple of impressive gates that still remain within the city, and this is one of them. There have been big doors on either end. You can see where the hinges would have been. And judging by the size of the hooks, must have been quite some impressive doors. They're at both ends as well. Really rather nice. These are the towers of the Von Maladas Gate. And on the other side of the river was another gate, the Eich Gate. They were designed by a man called Sebastian Le Prestre, and he was Marquis of Vauban, hence the name of the Vauban Towers. And Sebastian, he spent over 50 years designing fortifications for King Louis XIV of France. You have to remember that Luxembourg's had a rather interesting history, and it's been in hands of several countries over the time. From 1684 to 1697, Luxembourg was under French rule before reverting to Spanish rule around 1794 to 1815, and then reverted back to French rule after that. But there's some stairs here, so we'll go up on the stairs. There aren't too many people around at the moment, which is rather nice. Maybe it's because it's a Sunday and they're doing other things. Or maybe it's because it's a Sunday and there aren't many tourists around. But it's nice. This is just how I like it. It's almost perfect conditions for exploring and filming as well. And I walked on the little bridge and to look up and I can see the Princess Charlotte Bridge. It's called the Grand Duchess Charlotte Bridge, or the Red Bridge, and it was opened on the 24th of October 1966. It looks absolutely beautiful to look at it. I've walked over it a few times on my last visit here, and the views really are absolutely lovely down here in the Alzette Valley. It's the Alzette Valley that's behind me. Just turn around. It really is absolutely beautiful. This is why I love Luxembourg. I came here on my first visit and spent so much time down here because it was a natural history museum, was the only museum in Luxembourg that was open. There was a good choice of museums to go to. I really enjoyed my visit. But I enjoyed my visit walking around the Alzette Valley here. It really is beautiful with the river the old houses and the new city of Luxembourg up on the hill. Really is lovely. And behind me is the Eich Bridge, or the Eich Tower I should say, not the Eich Bridge, the Eich Tower. So I'll come back to that a bit later. But what I want to do is visit the inside of this tower. So let's go up the steps and go inside. Just walk in here. There's a little cinema which tells the history of this region of Luxembourg. But there's some steps behind me here. And they would have continued across the road, what is now the road, up onto the other side where there's a fort. So I'm going to try and follow these steps and see where they go. I don't know how far I'll get. I haven't really planned today. I just want to walk through Luxembourg and see what's open and find something that's closed. I normally do. But it's quite nice in this little room, and it's good to come into these old towers and see that they've been given a new lease of life. It's quite an interesting film. I remember watching it last time I was here because this tower was open. So let's just walk down. There we go. And we'll make our way across the road and see what we can discover from the old fort. Looks like there's quite a few steps to climb. So this is going to be challenging. I just hope that when I get up the top, I'm actually able to go where I want to go. I haven't seen anybody come down yet, but knowing my luck, I'll get all the way up the top and find it's closed. No, we're going to think positive today. We're not going to find anything that's closed on this trip. So let's go up these spiral stairs. And right at the top. Oh, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Oh, we've got more steps. Oh dear. Oh well. Keeps me fit anyway. Walking up and down all these steps. And I'm finally at the top. Oh, that's nice. Too many steps this morning, I think. Oh, nice little walkway here. And you get a view of the top of the wall as well. So this area would have joined up with that tower. So we continue the fortifications on up the hill here towards the fort. So go up these little steps and see where we go. And there's some more steps. Oh, that's nice. Can't be too many more now because there's a bit of flat wall at the top. So just climb the last few. Ah, that was a nice walk. I know it's a lot of steps, but I don't mind steps. I've climbed so many towers over the course of the last 4 years making videos. that I get used to climbing up steps. And hopefully up here is the fort, or the remains of the fort. Yes, here we go. Oh, this is interesting. Fort Niedergrunwald. It was built between 1684 and 1685. But in 1876, oh yeah, it's a bit low, it was destroyed. Central bastion and two half bastions. It's really all that remains of this fort. On 21st of August 1867, the fort was handed over to the civil authorities, and in 1872 most of the bastions in the fort were partially destroyed by explosives. There are more fortifications in Luxembourg, but this is just one small part, one small fort that has survived, and the walls covered in graffiti. Why do people do this? Why? It serves absolutely no purpose. So sad to see historic monuments destroyed like this by needless graffiti. But you can still see the gun ports where soldiers would have fired their muskets out. Just a shame nothing more really survives. But it's nice to know that some part of it has survived. Just walk back down the steps again. Because there are some impressive fortifications still to be found here in Luxembourg, and I'll try and find some tomorrow if the weather holds out. Yeah, it's quite nice. Not a lot here. There's a entrance here to former tunnels. Now I know there are tunnels which you can go down here into the fortifications. I think they're from the other part though, a little further up the hill, which I'm not going to do on this occasion. There is a museum up there and some extensive fortifications, and I think the tunnels are up there. I'm going to do that on another visit to Luxembourg. There is just so much in the city that I want to visit. And just outside as well, there's the old mines, and there are various museums as well. But it's nice to look at these old ruins, even though there's not much here. But they could smarten it up a little bit and tidy it up. Hopefully one day they will. But let's walk up to the ramparts and take a look at the views over the valley and all the buildings and the river. And what a beautiful view. It really is. I fell in love with this view when I came to Luxembourg 4 years ago. It's absolutely beautiful. See the river and the church, and the houses, and the glass elevator as well, which we shall ride a little later in the video. But I'm going to make my way down now to the bridge by the Vauban Tower, and we'll take a look at the other tower and see what fortifications remain on the other side of the river. So I'll see you down there in a few minutes. spent the last 10 minutes just sitting on this bridge, just looking into the river and at the architecture here down in the valley. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to try and spend more time in Luxembourg. I think it's a country that I want to get to know a lot better. My last visit here, I went up to De Kirch in the northeast of the country and had a really enjoyable day out. But there's plenty more to see here in Luxembourg, not just the city, but elsewhere as well. And I think it's definitely worth a series exploring Luxembourg a little further. But I'm going to explore a bit more down here. On my right is the chimney, all that remains of the old water pumping station. There's not much left of it. And down here is the Eich Tower. Let's go and take a look at that and see if it's any different to the other tower. Walking inside the tower, you can see the hinges on the walls where the gates would have been and where they would have been fastened at the top. It's quite interesting. But not much here really. You can't actually go into this particular gatehouse. I guess it's only the other one that's actually open as an attraction. You can look across into the towards the river. You can see the wall, the old town wall, city wall, and also the little reservoir that would have held water for the pumping station. A little more of the fortifications up here. Just walk up these steps and see what's up here. Again, just another open space. There's not much here at all. A couple of information boards, and all the information boards I've passed so far are in French and German. No, I don't mind that. I can read a little of both, so I can translate some of it. There's some nice old pictures here, and there's one which shows the two gates, Porte d'Eich and the Porte de Bon Malade. Again with the wall as well. It's nice to see drawings which put these old ruins into perspective and a better view of the chimney. Well, I'm going to walk into the valley a little further and then head up on the glass elevator. I did ride in that last time I was here. I had such fun. Being a big kid, I'm going to do it again. But I want to see what else is in the valley here before I go up. And I'm sure that I missed something last time because I didn't quite come this far last time. I was a little bit further down in the valley, so I haven't actually really walked through this part at all. So it'd be nice to just have a look around. But what I do like is the cobbled streets. It's a nice little feature of places here in Luxembourg. All the streets are cobbled, and it's nice. It's nice that modern tarmacking hasn't interfered with the ambience of the location, and it's just nice to walk on cobbles. But let's see what else we can find here in Luxembourg City. It feels very villagey just walking around here. Nice little park for the kids to play on down by the river. I love places like this, and I find this really interesting statue. I've got absolutely no idea what this is about, but it's really rather nice. This is the Spiedelgart area here. And I just do not know what it's about, this statue. If anyone knows, just let me know in the comment section below. Because I don't know and I can't find out. There's no plaque there to tell me who the sculptor was either. Let's try and mention the sculptor. But there's nothing there at all, which is a great shame. But there's a really interesting church just across the way here. This church is actually the Roman Orthodox Church of the Nativity of the Lord. It's quite nice looking up at the front of the church. But I've spotted this rather nice little plaque. It's to the memory of our national composer, Luxembourg's national composer, a man called Laurent Menager. C'est l'organiste de cette église, 1861 to 1902. He was the organist of this church. And he's buried just down the road from here, about a quarter of a mile away, in the cemetery de Bon Malade. He was born in Luxembourg in 1835. Obviously working up until the point he died here in 1902. He's got rather a fascinating tomb as well. Rather dominates the cemetery. It's rather a nice one. It really is. Well, I'm going to head across the road now, up to the glass elevator. I'll make my way, hopefully, somewhere quieter. Get out of the valley and up to the top. So let's go and have fun with the glass elevator. It's just a short walk up from the bridge to the glass elevator. And as I look up, I see one of the road signs, and it's Rue Laurent Menager. I did wonder if he had a street named after him. When I was in Luxembourg 4 years ago, I came across another composer, Jean-Antoine Zinon. I found his grave as well, and he wrote the music to Luxembourg's national anthem, Ons Hemecht. But this is the glass elevator, opened on the 22nd of July, 2016. Cost 10.5 million euros. I think it's money well spent, because these are fun. 60 metres or 197 feet, all the way up to the platform at the top. 245, all the way up to the roof mechanism building. So let's go inside and right up to the top. I never tire of looking at the view from up there. I enjoyed it so much last time I was in Luxembourg, and I've enjoyed it again today. It really is beautiful. You look down and you can see the church and the wall where I spent a few minutes earlier today, and look up at the fortress as well. Really lovely, absolutely lovely. This is the Jardin Pescatore, one of the many gardens here in Luxembourg, and it's quite beautiful just to walk around here. It's named after Jean-Pierre Pescatore. He was born on the 11th of March 1793, and he died on the 9th of December 1855. And he was a Luxembourgish French businessman, banker, art collector, philanthropist, and he gave so much to the city of Luxembourg. It's just lovely walking around here, and what glorious sunshine. But I'm going to head towards my hotel. There's a statue that I want to find. I missed it last time I was here, and it's to a rather special lady. So I want to go and find that and then head to my my hotel. It's been a long day today. My alarm went off at 1 o'clock this morning, which is about 13 hours ago. And a bit more. So I'm looking forward to going to my hotel and relaxing for the evening. Got one more day in Luxembourg tomorrow, and then I have to fly home on Monday morning. But I shall return. That I guarantee. So let's walk down here and find that statue. And I found another superb little park, and there's no end of them here in Luxembourg. What I've come to see is the statue that stands in the corner here. Princess Amalia, or Princess Amalia of Saxe-Weimar-Eisenach. Give her a full name. And the statue has stood here since it was created in 1876. And the sculptor was a man called Charles Petre. Now, Princess Amalia was married to Henri of Orange-Nassau, Prince of the Netherlands and the former governor of Luxembourg. Now, despite having little political influence in any form of decision-making, the princess is credited for having played a role in resolving the Luxembourg crisis of 1867. This led to the signing on the 11th of May that year of the Second Treaty of London. Now, this treaty further gave Luxembourg its independence and neutrality as a Grand Duchy. Luxembourg's history has been very complicated, and even more so in the period up to 1876. And there's more to the history of Luxembourg and the creation of the Grand Duchy than I could ever tell you about in a short video like this. But it was a very interesting and turbulent time politically for Luxembourg. But since then, Luxembourg has thrived into one of the most super cities I've ever been to. One of the wealthiest, I think, in Europe. I think it is the wealthiest in Europe. And it's absolutely beautiful. And so is this statue looking up at it. She stands there looking very regal over this park. It's a nice story that she tells, and it's one that's not widely known, even amongst Luxembourg people. And our statue is there for all to see. But I'm going to head now up to the Limpitsburg area, where my hotel is. So I'm looking forward to checking in there. I've picked a nice one for this trip, and I'll tell you all about it when we get there. I've had such a brilliant day today. Just wandering through the streets of Luxembourg, looking at the sights, just as I did 4 years ago. Only this time, everything's open. I haven't found anything that's closed, which is brilliant. But just up here is the Limpitsburg area of Luxembourg City, and my hotel for the next 2 nights. Staying at the Best West Inn Plus. First time I've stayed with them, so I'm not sure what to expect. So go inside and take a look, I think. And after a long day's travelling, I've made it to my hotel room. It's a nice little room. I've got a desk and I've got a bathroom. What more do I need? The cost is £125 per night. I have paid a lot less for a lot more. My hotel room in Swansea at the Marriott was only just £100, I think. And that was a really nice room. But hotel prices in Luxembourg are expensive. And this one just ticks the boxes for me. It's lovely. So this is where I'm going to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for my second and last day on my return visit here to Luxembourg. No real plans for tomorrow, but I do want to look at some more fortifications, and but that all depends upon the weather. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow my journey, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.